Let's talk about the materials for TOEFL preparation. First of all, I really recommend you to buy or borrow the official guide to TOEFL test. This is made by ETS organization, as you can see here, and it has some pluses and minuses, of course. First of all, it matches the exact test, so this is not less difficult, not more difficult, just the same level. Second of all, it is convenient to use. So as in the real test, it has got reading, listening, speaking, and writing sections. Also, it has got a CD. And the beauty of this CD, it has got the student's audio sample for speaking. You can hear the great answer, you can hear just the average answer, and you can hear the bad answer for questions. But the minus is this is more of a guide than a preparation book. Actually, it doesn't really give you the practical advices on how to prepare for speaking and writing sections. It just tells you what they expect from you. Now let's talk about the books. The book that I really recommend you to use is Cambridge Preparation for the TOEFL Test. I only can talk about this book because I've used it myself, and it also has got some pluses and some minuses. First of all, this is more difficult than the actual TOEFL test. It is both plus and the minus, because if you do this test, the easier test on TOEFL, will be easier for you. But it is also a minus because sometimes it is too difficult. It doesn't have to be so. The second plus is it has got lots of useful information of types of questions. This is very valuable, and you can see each question with explanation of what you can do to better answer it. And also it has got speaking and writing strategy making. Here you can also see how to actually better make and structure your answer. But it has also got some minuses. First of all, the answer choice is sometimes unclear. Even if you read why you should put this answer, sometimes you are like thinking, why? So what? So why should I do this? And the third minus, it's long audios that don't match the real TOEFL test. The real TOEFL talk is around just 2 to 3 minutes. Here it is around 5 minutes, so you just listen, and listen, and your focus is decreasing. Sometimes it is not reasonable to use this kind of long audios. So we've talked about the books. Now let's talk about how you can improve your listening, reading, and speaking. First of all, listening. Here you might want to use podcasts with the topics such as science, human history, biology, astronomy, archaeology, medicine, social sciences. And actually archaeology, astronomy are favorite topics at the TOEFL test. They are useful as long as you keep 3 things in mind. First of all, they should be short. They should have a topic or solving some problems, so very specific. And also they should have American accent. The TOEFL is American test, so why not just prepare for the American accent in advance? So I found some very interesting podcasts in iTunes, but you can also download them in Android. So I use, for example, Podcast Addict. Just find the program that you like and just listen to these podcasts on your Android phone. First of all, Nova Podcasts. I used it and listened to it myself. Second of all, Brain Stuff Audio, 60 Second Science. They also have 60 seconds Earth, Mind, Tech, and Space. This is about improving your listening. Now let's talk about improving your reading. First of all, the article should have a topic or a problem. As before, in listening, everything should have a specific problem they talk about. Also, avoid the news. They are not informative, not academic. Academic is what you are looking for. Also, they change fast and you will not have any useful information to operate with. Also, go for science and tech section of news websites. So I really advise you these 4 websites: The Atlantic, New Yorker, the New York Times, and the Washington Post. So now I want to show you how to really work with the article. Let's take a look at the actual website. So as you can see, I'm on the Atlantic website and I'm in the science section. Let's say I want to read the article about how the sun could make a new batch of planets. Astronomy questions are very popular on TOEFL test. So what you want to do here, in the Atlantic actually the articles are quite big. What you want to do is just read around, I don't know, 6 to 7 paragraphs. And here, for example, you read, stars like the sun die not with a bang, but with a whimper. They slowly bloat into red bags of gas too large to hold onto themselves. They lose wisps of their outer atmospheres to space and their cores collapse. For example, you will have to answer the question, what is the meaning of the word course? Here you can find they lose wisps of their outer atmospheres to space. So something outer is already here, and so the course means this is something opposite, so it means this is something inside, maybe the structure. You want to guess the explanation. Try to use this exercise on as many words as you can. Try to find the clues. Also trying to look at the author point of view of the problem. As I told you, every article should have a very specific problem. So this is how the sun could make a new batch of planets. This is very specific. Also, this is not news. And this is quite academic and quite long. This is how you want to work with the article. So we've talked about the reading section, now let's talk about the speaking section. And in speaking section, how you prepare is you need to practice as much as you can, but not only practice for practicing matter, but record yourself on camera, review your talks, and think about how to make your each talk better, how to structure it better. Also, we're going to use some blueprints. You will only have to put the information on these blueprints on the structure that you've already created. We will talk about this a little bit later, but for now, think about talking with a natural flow and think about the remaining time. I linked some speaking questions to this video, but just try to find some questions online or from the books that I've listed above. If we talk about the writing, you might want to have several things in mind. First of all, create and use the blueprints. They will help you to put the existing information on the structure that you've already created. Second, look at the good examples of writing in the official guide to TOEFL test. This will help you to see how to better structure your test and also how to better use the examples. The examples should be specific. Nobody wants something general. Use the specific examples, clear points of view, and it has to be logical for sure. Write not just to write, but correct your mistakes, and every single time that you practice writing section, make sure you improve your writing, make sure you correct mistakes and review your whole text. List of questions you can find in the official guide to TOEFL test, also in Cambridge preparation test. Also, there are a lot of questions available online, so just try to find them. This is actually everything I wanted to tell you about the materials and the internet resources that I've used. The writing section questions can be found in the official guide to TOEFL test. The speaking section, I linked the questions to this video. Reading section, I recommend you The Atlantic, New Yorker, The New York Times, The Washington Post, and you should look at the sections which are science, tech. In listening, use the podcasts, and I recommend you the Nova podcast, Brain Stuff Audio, 60 Second Science, Earth, Mind, Tech, and Space. For books, Cambridge Preparation for the TOEFL test, and the most important is the official guide to the TOEFL test. Now let's go to 5 tips that will help you to improve your scores on TOEFL test.